Hi all, my name's Tom, and this is an announcement to my family, my friends, my acquaintances, and to the general population that has been following Sue and my story over the years. To take you up to speed, on the 2nd of July 2015, my family and myself were attacked by terrorists purporting to be the police, the bailiffs, court officials, and security, and many others that I don't know who they were. They used 27 riot vans, 3 armed response, 2 dog teams, helicopters. They threw everything at our little house. They waited until my wife, to myself, my daughter, and my wife was alone. They attacked. She had just lost her mother. She was in the morgue at the time, and they knew this. Well, if you're watching this on the 27th of March 2016, I have reclaimed my family home. It took them 2 months, 200 plus men and women, and millions to take it. And it's taken me, on my own, a day. So here I am. The question is, why did I do it? I've been to the civil courts. First of all, I won. And they changed the rules. I went again, and I beat them. And they ignored the rules. And I went again, 3rd time, and I beat them. And they didn't even pretend this time. They ignored the law. There is no justice in the civil courts. They're not courts. So I'm now hopefully going to be arrested, and I'll end up in the criminal courts, and I'll be taken before 12 good men and women, and I will put my story, our evidence, against theirs. They hate the jury system. That's why they've ignored it. Every man and woman in this country has the right to be judged by their peers, especially when they're stealing someone's home. But they don't. They enter us into what's known as star chambers, county courts. Well, when the police do come along to arrest me, I suggest they take their legal advisor into a quiet room and sit him down and give him a very large glass of whiskey and tell the legal advisor what Mr. Crawford is asking for. He's asking for your private and public insurances so that you can do what you're doing, because it comes under the Consumers' Rights Act 2015. That's risk assessment, service providers, which you are supposed to be, because you've entered now into the civil matters, and that takes you into the overriding objective, which you are obliged to follow. That's CPR rules. And should you fail in producing your insurance policies, you will then come under the Crime and Justice Act 2015, Section 26. Every officer, it is possible that you may get 14 years in jail. And some of you deserve it, especially Sergeant Clark that assaulted my wife on the day, the 2nd of July. We'll get him in court, and he thinks it's gone away, but it hasn't. So, if the jury's watching this, the simple thing in all these type of sieges is there are demands. They want us to come out, or me out, but I won't do it until they do something for me. Very simple. Produce the original contract that Sue and myself are purported to have signed. And that is to prove that you haven't securitized it and got paid for this property, 3 Fern Chase, Carlton, Nottingham, many times over, and then it would be fraud. And then I want to see the consideration. That means, what did you put up? Did you give us money to charge us interest? And if you didn't, that's fraud. We want that evidence. We want to see your accounts, the on and off bookkeeping of Bradford and Bingley, to prove that Sue and myself do not have a debt, and that at the end of 25 years we were never in arrears. Fourthly, I'd like to see proof that the fee was paid to initiate the proceedings in the county court to repossess our property. Failure to produce this is also a criminal matter. No step may be taken until the fee has been paid, and then everything is null and void, and everything you did was criminal. It's fraudulent. Number 5, I want to see the notice of issue to prove that is actually entered into the court system, not into a private court. This you've never produced. Any of this you've never produced, and that would prove fraud. 6, I'd like to see the documentation that you've used to apply for a warrant for the possession of 3 Fern Chase, Carlton, Nottingham, the Crawford's home. Because in February, a Crown Court judge stated that the documents out of the county court were not court documents. If you can't produce them, it's a criminal offence and it's fraud. And Paul King, the delivery manager at Nottingham County Court, I want to see you jailed. And finally, the elusive, the fictional warrant that I've been asking for years. The Crown Court required you to produce it in Leicester, and you refused, and you couldn't. And there was a note on it that no one must see this warrant, alleged warrant, without the express permission of His Dishonour, Judge Gosmar. It does not exist, and if it had existed, it would have been taken immediately by courier to the court. And the next day, the court case collapsed on a spurious case of, the witnesses weren't good enough. Well, let me tell you, if the jury's watching this, they are criminals and they cannot produce these documents. I know it, they know it. So here we are, one man back in his home, and I will have the rest of my family quite soon. I did this on my own. I've left a letter of what should happen once they receive a telephone call from me. I put it in a particular place that they won't find until they receive that phone call. And then people will be notified of my actions. I'd like to thank each and every one that supported my family and myself over the years. We have been honest and true, and how true our reputation is and our honour. I swore on the 2nd of July 2015, before those criminals, I swore to God that I would take this property back. I fulfilled that promise to my God. My next promise is, you will never beat my family and myself. Justice will prevail. And let's hope the criminal justice side is better than the civil. I advise anyone on any civil matters to do not enter their courts. Withdraw from them. So let us all get off our knees. Stop allowing these people to attack us, our homes, our children. Stand up. Time has come now. 2016. We've been taking a beating from these courts for far too long. The banks, the solicitors, the courts, and the police, they all collude. It's a conspiracy. They blame us for it. It's a cartel to steal property from the people. That is my final little message. What happens after this video, I don't know. I'd like to give you all a cup of tea, but I suggest you all come along with your cameras and document it before the police arrive. If they do arrive, because I've never seen a police officer on 3 Fern Chase, Carlton, Nottingham. I've seen criminals, I've seen terrorists, I've seen thugs. There are some good police officers out there, but the moment they see their colleagues breaking the law, they become worse than them, because they do not support the people that's been attacked. That's my message over and done with. Take care of yourself. Take care of your families. Take care.